So guys, so Parmalat itself, the creator of Oculus, the founder of Oculus, yesterday made a very interesting article about the possibility for himself and probably many of you to use the Oculus Rift S directly, because not having an IPD adjustment stuff could be a little complicated because of course nobody of us has the same face, the same distance from their eyes. So I want to go through this article to understand what you should consider before buying this headset and talking about the biggest trade-off that they took for the Oculus Rift S. Let's get to it. Okay, so of course I'm gonna leave the link of the article in the description below, so you're gonna be able to browse it. It's a very, very interesting article. There are some terms that are a little complicated, that's why we're making a video about it, but overall it's very, very enjoyable. I really enjoyed it and suggest you to read it by yourself as well, because who better to describe this thing than the Oculus creator itself. But let's get straight to the topic and let's talk about what are the trade-offs that they took with this headset. Well, I made a video about it last day, so you're gonna be able to know pretty much what's going on with this headset, and at the same time here I want to explode the effect of the IPD adjustment. So as we said in the introduction, nobody of us has the same face, and in VR it's very, very particular because VR is very personal technology. It's at the end of the day a wearable, so it's something that you have to put on your face. If it doesn't fit well, probably you're not going to be able to use it. And one of the biggest trade-offs was actually the manual IPD adjustment that we had in the Oculus Rift. Because the first Oculus Rift was built to accommodate the 90% of the people in the world. So everyone was able to enjoy it as much as possible with the ability to move the lenses left and right and the screen left and right to match what is the position of your eyes. Now, this is something that was taken off already with the Oculus Go in the last generation, the first standalone 3D OF, so just rotational VR headset, and now it was taken off also for the Rift S, probably for the success that the Oculus Go had back in the day. And why this time it could be actually a problem, why this is such a big thing? Well, first of all, because this is a platform that already exists from a while, so people already bought a lot of games, already being part of the ecosystem. In the moment when they have to change to the new Oculus Rift S because something happened to the old Rift and they're not going to be able to buy that anymore, well, they're going to have to go to the Oculus Rift S, and if the hardware doesn't work for them because the IPD is not just enough for them, well, that is going to be a big problem. Now, about the manual IPD adjustment that is lacking, it could not be a problem for everybody, of course. The Oculus Go worked for a lot of people, so we're gonna see pretty much the same over here, if not a little better because of the software IPD adjustment. The good thing about the Oculus Go and the good thing you're gonna see on the Oculus Rift S is the lenses. These Fresnel lenses are very, very good, so they have a very big sweet spot and they're gonna be able to accommodate more people than what we saw actually on the Oculus Rift if you are keeping the lenses just right there. Now, the range, they didn't really want to share the range. That's such a weird thing because at the end of the day, consider that like you want to buy a pair of shoes and they don't tell you the number that they have. And so you're like, oh yeah, I buy it without knowing the number. It's gonna be pretty much the same. And that's such a weird thing, by the way. But what we expect so far is that the range is gonna go from 60 to 70, probably from 61, 62 to 68, 69. So that means that for many people that is not gonna work. And doing some calculation, and so in a graph that is actually put in the article, that we're talking about the 30% of the population is not gonna be able to use it. Now, what is the IPD? Actually the distance of your eyes, the pupil between your eyes, so the interpupillar distance. How do you calculate it? Well, it's very, very easy. There are many apps on your phone that you can use, or you can just get in front of the mirror with a scale and calculate the path for your pupil to another. Now, what happens when you're actually out of that part that you should have? Well, everything starts to get a little complicated. You have different distortion in the lenses because the lenses are made to stay in the middle of them to get the sweet spot where the distortion profile is the right one for you. If you get on the side, well, stuff will change. You're gonna have like God rays and stuff like that. Also, the scale of the word will change. Yeah, the experience will not be the same from people to people. That's why the first time they went for the IPD adjustment. Now, what they said from Oculus directly, that the sweet spot will be high enough and big enough to accommodate a lot of people. We saw that with the Oculus Go already. That was actually very, very good, and many people were able to use it. But the fact is, probably you don't realize right away, and after a couple of hours, well, you start to have a big eye strain, like your eyes get very, very tired, and at the same time you get headaches and stuff like that. And that's just not what you want from a PC VR experience. That's why we weren't complaining about it so much with the Oculus Go, but here kind of makes more sense because you want to be immersed for more time, you have better experience, bigger experiences, bigger games that you can stay inside without relying on just the battery life of the Oculus Go or the Quest, in case that actually the Quest then have the IPD adjustment. That's just weird. So what Oculus is using actually is this software IPD adjustment. What they're going to be able to do with that, well, they're going to adjust the distortion profile. So the word scale will remain the same, but the fact of the eye strain and the pupil swim, so the fact that when you move your pupil left or right, you're going to have like a weird distortion over there, and they're going to get more time to actually get the focus on the new part of the sweet spot of the lens. Those are all things that are not going to change, and if you're not in the average part, well, you're going to have a problem. Now, this doesn't want to be like, oh no, you did it wrong, you did it wrong. Actually, apparently, like in this article, go very in depth about it and find also different solutions, like the PSVR using different lenses that are actually in glass and are heavier and they have a bigger sweet spot, where in that case they solve the problem already over there because the refraction that you have in those lenses is different, so it will work for different people. But with Fresnel lenses this doesn't happen. Another way to do it is actually how the Magic Leap did. That is actually giving two different like size of the headset. So like you have the one from 65 to 70, you have the one from 65 to 60, and you can like decide which one you get because of the position of your eyes. And all of this is actually very, very interesting in a situation like the Oculus Rift S, where the main focus is to get more abroad, more open to many different people, and to be able to introduce more people to VR. At the same time was closing the possibility to new people that have different IPD. And as we said at the beginning, also the fact that maybe you bought like stuff on the store at the beginning, now you're not going to be able to use it anymore. Now I can understand in an open VR environment with different headsets that use Steam VR, where even if you change, doesn't matter because you always have your games over there. Well, in this case, the Oculus ecosystem is very well known to be closed, and you can access to that just with your Oculus product. Yes, Revive exists, but we all know that doesn't work as well as the native, of course, support. And that's very, very weird because of the fact that the Oculus Rift will be completely discontinued, so you're not gonna be able to buy it anymore. And if you have a problem, you have to move to the Oculus Rift S, and probably you don't have that IPD and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, anyway, guys, I can really wait to try it at PAX in 2 days, so I'm really looking forward to it. In my situation, I am 66.4 in IPD. What I really suggest you to do if you want to buy this headset is actually to measure your IPD before, and then start to watch a lot of reviews about all different creators that we're gonna be there, because all of us, as creators as well, we all have different IPD, so different distance from our eyes, so you're gonna be able to know if that is gonna work for you or not. We are gonna have also very long gaming session, like 2-hour sessions, so we know if we're gonna get tired with the eyes or not with this solution. I'm pretty confident that they did something good, and I'm pretty confident in this product. At the end of the day, as I said, I really believe it's gonna bring more people in VR for sure, taking out a lot of trade-offs that we had before about the gimmicky of VR. But of course, that this thing about the IPD to consider, and not talking about it will be just a shame. And again, I hope they're gonna tell us directly the real IPD range over here. I need to buy something, I need to know if it's gonna fit on me or not. Also, another thing that I can suggest, if you have a friend with the Oculus Go, or if you have an Oculus Go, well, if that works for you, the Oculus Rift S will work for you as well. So no problem with that. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm gonna see you soon at PAX East with a lot of content and with all the other creators. So subscribe to all of them as well, because very interesting stuff are gonna come out. And as always, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more of VR and tech. I hope that this video helped a little to understand what is the real problem. Again, read the article too, because it's very, very interesting. There are a lot of interesting points in there. And yeah, let me know what you think about it. What is your IPD? Do you think you're gonna be able to use it? Are you planning on that? Let me know. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. Ciao.